sa DZRH, sa Elizalde.
Forget the past, it's time to mend.
O corporate, same.
So, ang sinasabi ko na lang,
Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas, narito na naman ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at sa lahat ng nanonood ng RH-TV. Lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kasamahang alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Bago ang lahat, inaanyayahan namin kayong manood ng pamaskong handog ng Ballet Manila para sa taong ito. Ang Nutcracker, Pasko na naman muli. Hindi po ito yung nakasanayan nating The Nutcracker full-length ballet. Sa halip, magpapakita kami ng excerpts mula sa traditional version nito. Pagkatapos ay mayroon din tayong original Filipino ballet na may temang angkop sa Kapaskuhan. Sa November 29 na po ang aming gala night. Dalhin ninyo ang buong pamilya, buong barkada at buong barangay dahil siguradong mag-e-enjoy kayo mula lolo hanggang apo. Nutcracker, Pasko na naman muli. Tickets are available exclusively at Ticket World Manila. Call 891-9999 or visit www.ticketworld.com.ph. Sa hapong ito, pag-uusapan natin kung ano ang mga hamon sa pagpapatakbo ng isang foundation for the musical arts, lalo na sa mga panahong ito. May puwang pa rin ba sa puso ng mga patrons and benefactors ang advocacy para sa sining at kultura? At ano ang pinakamabisang paraan sa pagpapalawak ng kamalayan sa classical music? Samahan ninyo kami sa kalahating oras ng masayang kwentuhan kasama ang kinatawan ng MCO Foundation.
Ang Manila Chamber Orchestra Foundation Incorporated ay isang non-stock, non-profit cultural organization na itinatag noong 1985. Sa kasalukuyan, ito ang nag-iisang cultural organization sa lungsod ng Makati na may layuning itaguyod ang classical music at classical arts. Nagsimula ang MCO Foundation bilang pagsuporta sa chamber ensemble ng Manila Symphony Orchestra na noon ay nasa ilalim ni Profesor Sergio Esmilla Jr. Di naglaon, nakilala ang pangkat bilang Manila Chamber Orchestra na naging resident orchestra sa Francisco Santiago Hall ng PCI Bank Building sa Makati City. Nang madisband ang orchestra noong 1993, nagpatuloy ang MCO Foundation sa pagsuporta sa mga Filipino musical artists. Pinasimulan nito ang MCO Arts Festival noong 1994 na sinundan pa ng mga natatanging programa na may layuning palawakin ang kamalayan at suporta sa classical music. Ilan sa mga programang ito ang MCOF Young Artists Recital Series, ang Cultural Exchange Program, Business Executives Series Outreach Program, MCOF Film Series, at MCOF Great Performances Series na nagdala ng musika hindi lamang sa mga concert halls kundi pati na rin sa mga non-traditional venues sa loob at labas ng lungsod. Alamin natin kung ano ang lihim sa pagpapatakbo ng isang matagumpay na cultural organization kasama ang mga kinatawan ng MCO Foundation.
Kasama po natin ang Executive Director ng MCO Foundation na si Angel Nasino. Welcome to Art2art, Angel.
Thank you po. It's our pleasure to be here. It's our first time po in your show.
First time for
Yes.
MCO Foundation?
Yes.
Wow. I was trying to remember the last time I worked with the MCO, and that was matagal na.
Probably 2006.
2006.
Yes, and
or-
then
yeah.
I remember one of your people lost his voice that I had to do the introduction per piece.
Okay, yeah.
And Osias Barroso was
Yes.
injured also at that time. That's how I remember
Yeah,
it.
that's right. But we used to share the Francisco Santiago Hall.
Yes. And Ballet Manila was also, of course, our favorite. Pag talagang dinala namin sa mga eskwelahan, talagang patok na patok.
Yeah. Because, well, of course, the mission was to bring ballet to the people and people to the ballet. Yeah. Just as the MCO Foundation, for 29 years na, halos 3 dekada ang MCO Foundation. It was established in 1985. So, let's start from the beginning. In 1985, who were the founding members? What was the mission, the vision when MCO Foundation was established?
It started during the time of the president of PCI Bank, Tony Ozaita. And PCI Bank then decided to support the best of the young talents of the Manila Symphony Orchestra, which was already lacking in support. So they assembled 24 of the best musicians then, and that paved way for the Manila Chamber Orchestra.
Okay.
On the part of the PCI Bank, it was their way of patronage to the community and to their high net worth clients. And for 8 seasons, it ran many concerts and outreach programs, and the home was in PCI Bank at the Francisco Santiago Hall.
Yes.
And after its disbandment in 1993, the MCO Foundation decided to expand its frontiers, not just supporting the Manila Chamber Orchestra, but now also into dance, theater, film, and other music art forms.
Okay, so now, sino ang nagpapalakad na at tumutulong sa MCO?
Ang MCO Foundation, we have po a board of composed of 11 members. Now it's headed by Chairman Baltazar Endriga, and the founding members are still there. Armando Baltazar, we have our President Tony Samson, Lydia Echaus, Bobby Paterno, Jose Marichan, and then other bankers also on board.
Okay. So, sa dami ng programa ng MCO Foundation in the last 29 years, what would you say is the most, yung pinaka-successful, yung pinaka-matagumpay?
Sa dinami-dami na naging programs ng MCO, ang concentration na po namin ngayon are 2 seasons po. The first season is, we call it the Great Performances Series. That's where we feature po the more seasoned artists. And we also have a program for the young, which we call the Young Artists Program. In it po, we have the recital series, which we hold every year. We select 4 of the most promising talents.
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
we give them the stage.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, we also hold free master classes and workshops. So for the master classes po, usually, kung sino po yung mga fini-feature namin sa aming Great Performances Series, sila na rin po yung nag-hold din po ng master classes for free. And we are blessed po for the past years, we have been having international artists performing po for not less than their professional fees.
Okay.
Kasi sa matter of policy din po, we don't work with artists who charge the regular fees because we simply cannot afford it.
Yeah.
So kailangan may puso. We tap artists who will resonate to the mission and to the cause of the MCO Foundation.
Speaking of cannot afford, okay, ano ba yung challenges of running a foundation like the MCO?
One of the biggest challenges is funding. Because when we tap a lot of businesses and corporations, it's always a peso for peso thinking. If we give so much to the MCO Foundation, what are the tangible returns? And of course, we cannot answer that because it's always intangible. Unlike in the past, way back 1985, up to the 90s, even before the Asian crisis, it was just so easy to get funding. But after that, even to ask for a 5,000 donation is extremely difficult. So these days, personal selling also helps. The language of the young, we speak that also. Facebook, Twitter is such an effective tool for reaching out. And we are also glad that a lot of senior citizens also are into this social media.
So meron kayong Facebook page, meron kayong Twitter account, may Instagram din ng MCO.
Facebook po. Kasi po, in Facebook, there is a bulletin board. They are called concerts. So we just keep on posting there. And we also see what's happening in the metro of all the cultural happenings. So it's a good venue po for sharing information. And nakikita na namin, magko-concert pala si ganyan, o iwas tayo ganyan para we can support also that concert. Of course, we would like also to watch the concerts of other cultural organizations.
Well, now actually, dito sa Manila, meron na tayong madaming mga cultural organizations and for music organizations that perform live music, classical music. You have several orchestras. Basically you have a very dynamic music scene already. So how is the MCO fitting in this scene, this music scene?
We've found a new home now in the Ayala Museum. We have been holding our concerts at the lobby.
Okay.
Our former hall, the Francisco Santiago Hall, and actually another one, the Antonio Molina Hall, the smaller one, is now for the bank's usage. So after the merger of Equitable PCI Bank and BDO, we were asked to go. And because the bank had other priorities in terms of advocacies. And so we partnered with the Ayala Museum through the Ayala Foundation. And it has been a very strategic location because the business community is also looking for performances like what we offer. Because here in CCP, it's already very active, but the Makati City is hungry also for performances. But apart from holding concerts at the Ayala Museum, once in a while, we still hold outreach concerts to schools, universities, and even barangays. And this year, and even next year, as we celebrate our 30th year, we would like to bring music to the poorest of the poor. The ones who have no access to classical music, or they think that classical music is just for the creme de la creme. And oftentimes, when we go to barangays, the children think na, ay, classical music pala yan, hindi namin alam. Naririnig nila
maiintindihan.
Naririnig nila sa pelikula, naririnig nila sa commercial. Pero hindi nila alam na classical music pala yung kanilang pinakikinggan. And now also with the enhanced K-12 program of the government, there is a more serious effort on giving more weight to arts and music. So we see ourselves na coming into that arena also. Kasi po, usually, dati po, during my time, ang mga field trip namin sa CCP. Kung hindi, pupunta siya National Museum. Pero ngayon, hindi ko na alam kung saan nagpupunta yung mga bata. Baka po sa Science Museum or sa Creative Thinker, dyan po sa likod. But really lacking on the classical arts.
Talaga, dapat exposure talaga. Early exposure to the classical arts ang kailangan. Okay, marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan tungkol sa MCO Foundation kasama ang Executive Director nito na si Miss Angel Nasino. Dito pa rin sa Art2art, magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto. Update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating Arts Calendar. Sa sining biswal, kasalukuyang itinatanghal ang experimental exhibit na pinamagatang Portrait sa Isobel Art Gallery sa Rendra Piazza sa Bonifacio Global City, Taguig. Tampok ang mga obra ng mga kabataang artists mula sa Neo Angono Artist Collective, Naif Visual Artist Society at UP Fine Arts na sina George Laconsay, Jervin Villanueva, Jerome Choco, Jesusito Borja, G. Adamat, Jovert Aguilar, Randy Bacumay, Irish Flores, Lawrence Nico Raya, Joanne Carla Sebok, Sarah Jean Blazo at Pipo Alido. Makikita ang exhibit hanggang November 28. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa 576-4758 o mag-email sa mark.sancheztionco@gmail.com. Sa teatro, inihahandog ng Tanghalang Ateneo ang dula ni Glenn Sevilla Mas na pinamagatang Rite of Passage sa Pagtubo Kang Tahod. Ito ay hango sa maikling kwentong Kinaraya na sinulat ni Maria Milagros Jeremia La Chica. Tampok sa pangunahing papel si Cholo Ledesma bilang ang binatang Isoy na hinahanap ang kanyang lugar sa mundo. Magkakaroon ito ng pagtatanghal mula November 27 hanggang November 29, December 2 hanggang December 6, at December 9 hanggang December 13 sa Rizal Mini Theater ng Ateneo de Manila University, Katipunan Avenue, Loyola Heights, Quezon City. Magsisimula ang palabas tuwing alas 7 ng gabi at may matinee shows tuwing Sabado alas 2 ng hapon. Inihahandog naman ng Repertory Philippines ang Scrooge the Musical, ang adaptation ni writer-composer-lyricist Leslie Brickhus ng classic short story na A Christmas Carol ni Charles Dickens. Magkakaroon ng palabas hanggang December 3 sa Onstage, 2nd floor, Greenbelt 1, Paseo de Rojas Corner, Legazpi Street, Makati City. Ang mga palabas ay tuwing Biyernes at Sabado alas 8 ng gabi at mayroon ding matinee shows tuwing Sabado at Linggo alas 3:30 ng hapon. Magsasalitaan sina Miguel Faustman at Chingoy Alonso sa pagganap bilang ang masungit na matandang Ebenezer Scrooge. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa 843-3570 o mag-email sa shows@repertoryphilippines.com.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang Executive Director ng MCO Foundation na si Miss Angel Nasino. So Angel, ang suporta ba ng MCO Foundation ay eksklusibo para sa musical artists?
Ang priority namin, musical artists. But of course, we support like dance. That's why we had an active partnership with you and Ballet Manila. We are open also to other art forms. Way back 1998, the first European Film Festival was with the MCO Foundation.
Yeah.
So we made accessible to the public the non-commercial films of various countries. So we had partnerships with the embassies and cultural organizations. And once in a while, we also hold art exhibits. And the beneficiaries, of course, are the young artists that we support.
Okay. So, the support, I mean, how do you choose which artists to support?
For the young artists, we are on the lookout of the competition winners.
Okay.
Because we feel that they are the ones who need the exposure. And we also get proposals from various universities also and music conservatories. And we check if the student or if the one that they are recommending is concert ready, because they have to meet, of course, certain requirements. And we see also the repertoire that they can already perform. Sometimes as young as 6 years old, the prodigies, they are ready to concertize. One time we featured this young girl, she could not even reach the piano pedals when we featured her in the Francisco Santiago Hall.
Okay, and the kind of support that the MCO Foundation gives, is it for tuition or is it to present in concerts to the
present
audience?
po in concerts. So we give the venue, we provide the marketing and the promotion support. And we have been blessed also that for the past 2 years, we have been getting a bit of support from the NCCA, and they are the ones shouldering the honorarium of these young artists.
Okay.
And very recently also, the young artists have been using the MCO concerts as part of their artistic profile when they apply for scholarships and competitions abroad. A few weeks ago, we received an email from Matthew Calderon. He is a pianist, a graduate of the Philippine High School for the Arts. And after graduation, he applied for a scholarship in Lynn University in Florida. Then he sent me an email, "Ma'am, natanggap po ako. Pinadala ko yung concert ko na hinost po ng MCO." And when we get an email like that, it confirms that we're doing something good.
Of course.
Na sana din yung mga efforts namin, ganun din sana lahat sila mapadala natin abroad, mapaaral natin. So parang kami we're the stepping stone of these young artists.
The Young Artist series.
Because after winning the competition, what's next? So it's now time to share their talent and show the public that this artist is worth supporting. Because they don't really get government subsidy when they go abroad, or even when they pursue their studies here. They have to find the ways and means to sustain, especially when they attend master classes and even buying their own instruments. Some of them are renting instruments.
I see. Okay. So, can you share with us other success stories similar to the story you just shared?
Yes. Usually, when they perform for the MCO Foundation, it's their first performance, or it's like their debut as a professional artist. And then oftentimes, when we catch them backstage, namumutla. They don't want to go anymore. So ginagawa, tinutulak pa namin kung minsan. And when they're able to conquer their fears, our faces just swell up with tears, and we are just so proud of them. And many of the young artists we have featured way back since 1994, they are doing very well now in their own careers. And nakakataba ng puso kasi tuwing uuwi sila sa Pilipinas, uuwi kami, baka gusto niya kaming i-feature, or they would love to hold master classes for free.
So do you mean marami sa mga MCO Foundation young artists before that were featured really work abroad?
Yes.
Most of them work abroad.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because there are, of course, more teachers in the US and in Europe, and also the embassies also at that time were also very active also in looking for Filipinos that they can send abroad. And as they say, there are greener pastures, and whatever they are earning there, they cannot naman earn it here. There was also a time we lost a lot of our very good dancers and musicians to when Hong Kong Disneyland opened.
So naging problema niyo din yun?
Yes, yes. Okay. And then for a while then, we felt that there was a gap. We were not producing good artists worthy to be presented in a concert. But now there's an influx of young artists. And we see it across the board, even in dance, film, ang dami. But where do they get the support? Who will present them? So that's where we come in our very little way. We provide a concert stage for them.
Okay. So pagdating ng marketing, I think marketing is one of the most difficult things to do especially for the classical arts. So ano yung mga shows na you feel in running MCO have been easy sells, and there were some na hard sells naman?
It was never easy,
Yeah.
but there are favorites.
Okay.
For the 2014 season, when we opened our concert series with an orchestral concert, and we had Maestro Daryl Ang from Singapore, who conducted the Manila Symphony Orchestra, and we played Mozart. And we had Arthur Espiritu tenor, and pianist Christine Coyuto. Usually when we have piano concerts, we get very good attendance.
Okay.
Voice, madami rin.
Yeah.
But for other instruments, we don't get probably 70% of the piano audience.
Okay. Why is that? Very popular ang piano?
Yes.
among the Filipino audiences?
Yes. And even in the music conservatories, when you
Okay.
see the statistics, there are many piano students, violin students, and voice. Because voice, it's very accessible. You hear it everywhere. You go to church. And even in schools, the chorals are very active. That's why maybe it's a popular choice.
I see. Well, any Christmas shows lined up by the MCO Foundation?
For the Christmas concerts, we don't have anything lined up anymore this year. We are done already with the 2014 season.
Oh, okay.
And we are negotiating still for our 2015 season because kailangan na namin talagang maghigpit ng sinturon. Because our funds are already dwindling. So we hope that we are able to sustain it more. We hope to reach our 50th year. Next year we're celebrating for our
30
30th
years,
year. Yes, because the MCO Foundation's funds really started as a small trust fund.
Yeah.
And then it was prudently husbanded through the years. But because we have not been able to get support from corporations and the philanthropists also, we don't know where they are anymore, we have eaten into our trust fund.
I see.
Yes, and there are government regulatory practices now that we have to maintain to be able to maintain our status as a foundation. We have to, there's a certain amount that we should have in our piggy bank.
Okay, okay. So the 2015 season, when does it normally start?
We start usually in February,
Okay.
Arts Month. And that's the Great Performances series about February and March. Actually, it depends also when the artist is available, whether he or she is based locally or abroad. And the Young Artist series, we resume in June when school starts.
Yeah.
But I guess with the K-12 program, we have to adjust it also because
Okay.
some schools do open in August. And we noticed that the summer months are also dead because the expat community is not here. The kids don't have allowances to buy tickets. So we usually resume at around that time, June, July, when the school opens.
Okay. Okay, and sa mga nais naman tumulong sa MCO Foundation, where can they get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with us through our email, Manila Chamber Orchestra Foundation at yahoo.com. And you can also visit our Facebook, MCO Foundation or Manila Chamber Orchestra Foundation.
Okay, thank you so much, Angel, for being our guest here in Art2art. And of course, I am very aware of the challenges na sa pagpapatakbo ng isang foundation, especially to support classical artists and young classical artists. So, good luck, more power, and we hope that the MCO Foundation will flourish up to 50th anniversary.
Thank you, thank you. We also wish the best also for you. Hindi pa ho kayo pwede mag-retire.
That's controversial. Okay. Okay, and please be sure to give us your activities and ipapalabas namin dito sa Art2art. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.